Yo, what's up? This is AKA all the way from South Africa. Big shout out to the Factory 78 for having me out here in London town. Might go back to the hotel, ride the underground. And big shout out to all my fans out here in the UK. Thank you for the support.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm your girl, Khalees J, of course, bringing you another hot episode of Factory 78. And as always, we are always joined by the hottest and freshest artists, and today is no exception. In the Factory, we have a hit maker extraordinaire who's tearing up the charts and who I need to congratulate on his BET International nomination. Of course, it's the one and only South Africa's finest rapper, AKA. How you doing?
Wagwan Star.
Go on in.
I'm out here. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be in the UK, man.
I'm excited to have you here. And of course, like I said, congratulations again on your nomination. How do you feel?
It feels good, you know. The BETs are obviously the BETs, and you know you've had a lot of prestigious African artists win the BET. So for me, you know, if I can achieve that, that'll be a great bonus for an already incredible year that I'm having.
I love that. And you know what? I would love to find out, how did you find out that you were nominated?
It's a funny story, man. I was actually buying these chains.
Okay, show me.
These gold chains.
Okay.
Yes, and because you know I was just spoiling myself as you should do, and then I got a call from somebody to say, "Yo, you need to check Twitter right now. You're nominated for the BETs," and that's the story.
Wow.
I couldn't have scripted that. Like, I actually couldn't have scripted that.
That is crazy. I know a lot of rappers or a lot of artists find out that they are getting awards via social media.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, then, you know, obviously my mom called me and stuff like that. Because you need to understand that the BETs, you know, for artists from the South, from South Africa, you don't get a lot of urban South African artists doing those types of things. You know, it's been in terms of, you know, the urban space and Afro beats and hip hop music in Africa. It's a lot of it has been coming out the West and from the East, you know, in terms of, you know, crossing borders into like Europe and the States and that. So for me, that's just like a good pioneering step I feel like I'm taking for me and where I come from.
Of course. Now, you've been called, or dubbed, should I say, the Prince of South African rap. If you're the prince, who's the king?
I think that tag is super outdated now. Okay. I think I'm gonna change it.
Okay, so you're the king now.
Yeah. Well, you know, just take a look at the Instagram, you know, and we'll see what's what.
Well, I love to look at Instagram, and as you know, our followers know, I love social media. I love looking and doing my research on social media, and as some of them like to say, you know, stalking a little bit. But of course, you know, I can't have you here without talking to you about your little social media escapades. What's escapades, man? What's up with that? I think, you know what? You know, like how there's a naughty step?
Yeah.
I think we might have to put you on the naughty step.
Okay, let's put me on the naughty step. Okay, so can I defend myself?
Okay. But I gotta bring the charges first.
Okay.
Yeah, before you exactly. So of course, you know, Twitter, little typing, your little fingers, you know, typing.
But what we require right now is evidence.
Okay, evidence. Really? We're gonna. Are we doing that? Are we doing that? Okay.
You're gonna put me on the stand.
Okay, we doing that. Okay, so of course I'm gonna bring to you, you know, the Cassper and AKA beef. What's really up with that, brother?
Me, I do my music and I do what I do, and you know, you're asking me about something that's actually quite local. It's like a local South African thing, and for us to be all the way in the UK. And for you to be asking me that shows you that, like, you know, Twitter and social networks, they go everywhere.
Of course they do.
My question to you is
throwing it back.
Is how much do you really know about Cassper away from the question you're asking me right now?
Well, to be honest with you, I personally don't know a lot about Cassper, but what I do know is what we've seen on social media. Do you understand? Exactly. So obviously, so I know you're getting ready for your defense. You're gearing yourself up. The lawyer in you is like, yeah, I got her now. But you know, obviously, we can't help but see what we see on social media.
Right.
And as avid users of social media, you know, we kind of have a responsibility to, you know, to be careful. That's why I said we're going to put you on the Twitter naughty step.
What I got to say is, I reiterate my question was, you don't know anything about Cassper except for the reason of me and what I have done. So if it was a situation where you're talking about like, okay, Davido and Wizkid say they had a fallout, then we could talk about a fallout.
But they've had a fallout.
Because yeah, no, they have. But the thing is, we know both of their music. It's not lopsided.
Okay.
You understand? So for me, for me, there's a reason why I'm here and I'm nominated for the BET, and why I am the face of South African hip hop music right now.
And why you're the king.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you know what? I think that you fired some shots. You mean you killed? Yeah, you did.
I just told the truth though. I told the truth.
What we do, well, in the States, we call that shade. Like, there's palm trees. If my hair was longer, if I hadn't cut it off, my hair would be blowing in the wind that you were just providing, bruv, because that was some shade.
That wasn't really some shit. I mean, like, you don't know too much about
All right.
Cassper.
We'll leave it at that. We will definitely.
It's like you need to understand how far I am from home. You know, I tour, I go places. I go to Nigeria, and I go to Kenya, and I go to Ghana, and I go to Congo, and I go to the UK, and I go to Germany, and I go, you know. So I have a perspective. You understand? And for me, you can't really compare me to someone who is brand new and someone who has improved themselves over a long period of time, and so forth. It's just about respect, man. Respect me.
I definitely hear that, because I think a lot of beef stems from things that we don't really like as individuals know about. Obviously, that's something that you know about, so we're just gonna leave it at that. But you've mentioned that you are not local and that you've traveled around and stuff like that. But one thing I want to ask you is that you are one of the biggest, if not the biggest, rappers out of South Africa right now. And you mentioned collaborations with, Davido, that you've done that is yet to come out. How were you feeling when you saw like the xenophobic attacks on Nigerians, knowing that Nigerians love your music and you're the king of South Africa?
Well, it was definitely something that I struggle with, because if you think about it in terms of the continent, Nigeria is a place where, that's very close to my heart. I enjoy their artists. I'm a fan of the culture, the energy, the movement, but at the same time, in terms of hip hop music down in the South, we're the ones who are like coming up with the most like hip hop music. People like myself at Double HP, or Kulichana, Tear Gas, Cash Time, and stuff like that. So for me, it's important to travel to those places.
Of course.
So for me, as a person carrying a South African passport, when I get there, it's I even met like resistance at the airport, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, people are upset, but at the same time, it's stupid things happen in places that we don't know the reasons for all the time, and it's only a small group of people that are kind of damaging South Africa's reputation. We've had a World Cup in our country. We've hosted the world. So we are hospitable, we are friendly, we're cool, man. Everything is good. Everything is good in SA. And it's media, you know how it goes.
So if you were there at the time, what would you have done to, I guess, maybe calm people down?
Booyah, I wasn't there. You understand?
I
wasn't there. So my answer is, you know what? Things have a funny way of working things out. That while xenophobia was happening in my country, I was touring those countries.
Okay.
So for me, I think I already did my part, because I'm there in those countries representing, South Africa, and I'm able to pick up the mood of what the people are going through there, and also kind of tell them what the truth is and so forth. So for me, it kind of was cool that it worked out that I was able to do that while it was going on. I'm not saying the xenophobia thing was cool. I'm saying where I was and what I was able to do.
No, I love that. And of course, you were just showing, I guess, a positive example of South Africa.
I don't need to show any positive examples of South Africa.
You don't feel like that? Why?
No, because we got Mandela.
Of course.
We hosted the World Cup. We got the ANC. We South Africa. You understand? Like, South Africa has enough good examples. I'm just saying that unfortunate things happen in these types of countries all the time. Yeah.
Of course, it's not just limited to South Africa, but everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Nigeria got their problems.
Everyone has their problems.
Everybody got problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is, obviously, the world or the media likes to, I guess, make it really huge,
Yeah, definitely. I remember when we were going to host the World Cup, It was actually like the press in England and Europe and stuff saying, don't go to South Africa. You're going to get robbed. It's not safe, because that's how the media works.
I remember that.
So yeah, that's a question. That's a discussion for another day.
That's another, definitely. But the media has worked in your favor.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think? Because, I mean, since you burst onto the scene with your debut album, was it Alter Ego? Mm-hmm. Yes. And then you now changed it into Levels. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've gone from strength to strength with hits such as Mistakes, In My Walk, Victory Lap. Mm-hmm. And all of those singles have won you multiple awards. Yeah. When you first started music, I mean, back in 2002? Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you were a kid. Well, you're not a kid now. What was your plan for music?
What was my plan when I was that young? That was 2002. That was my first year of high school. For people that don't know, I'm 27 years old. Okay, so that was my first year of high school, and that's why I decided to just freestyle and make beats and stuff along with school friends and people. You know how it starts. Yeah. But it wasn't until maybe 2009. 2010 that I decided, this is something I could do as a career. And my debut album dropped in 2011, 12. Victory Lab won me a Channel O award for best hip hop video. So from there, around about 2011 is where we see like the change in everything. Obviously, for me, in terms of the continent, and the first taste that I got of like airplay outside in Europe and stuff was a song called Jealousy.
Yes.
Which was a very big song, which did a lot for me on the continent. And as time went on, from Jealousy onwards, it's just pretty much been like this, but more like up and up and up. Exactly. And then All Eyes on Me just like took it to like another.
Exactly, and I love that song. We were listening to it earlier. We were jamming to it, actually. Of course, it features Burna Boy, LES? LES. And I'm not going to lie to you. I saw this one move that you pulled in the video. I think it was a shoulder move. It was like, all eyes on. Can you do that for me? Like I was like he's doing a Michael Jackson.
I don't know. It's when the moment just takes me, man. I can't even remember what I did in that moment. I was just probably feeling it.
Yeah, that I think it was something like that. It was cool. It looked really good in the video. And now speaking of looking really good, I saw you feature in Victoria Kamani's video. Was it Show? Yeah. Yeah. You were a video model. Yes.
I would call it a video model. I think it's cool. Like she needed a love interest, and she was shooting the video in South Africa, and I thought, hey, this is something different. It's something cool that I'll do. Plus I dig her, and I dig the movement that she has going. Yeah, man, I'm just a big fan of African music, so I said, sure, cool.
I love that. So, okay, you're not you said that you were not a video model, but that is what we would clarify it as.
It was a cameo.
Okay, a cameo. So, do you have any like future aspirations to go into modeling? Because I mean, let's be honest. I like to be honest. You are an attractive man, so I'm sure you may have gotten some offers to model.
Nah, that's not where my mind is right now. I'm not trying to model anything.
They will give you money, man. I could be your agent.
I know. I'm getting enough money doing what I'm doing, and more than anything, I love what I do. The problem with me is if I decide to do anything else, say I want to go into acting or something, right? I want to be the best at it.
Of course.
So I'm not trying to do anything that I'm not aiming to be the best at. Mm-hmm. So for me, let me master this music thing. I've got so many things that I need to still do in music and all across the continents and the world and stuff. So let me just focus on that.
Of course. And, we can't not talk about the fact that you've opened for Kanye West, Snoop Lion, Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, who else? Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Where do you go from there? Like, I mean, is there one person that you would love to work with that is on your list of people that you want to hit up?
Yo, there used to be a time where that type of stuff would be stuff that I was excited about. Mm-hmm. I have this rule in my country back in South Africa. When internationals come now, I make a point out of not performing anymore. The reason being that for me, opening for Rick Ross or Kanye West or Drake or anybody in your own country, who are you exposing me to? These are my people.
Of course.
You understand? So I used to take pride in that type of stuff. Now I'm like, man, I'd sooner do a song with P Squared than I'd do with Rick Ross.
That's very interesting because that actually brings me to some comments that I saw regarding American rapper Ace Hood.
Yeah.
where you said that you feel that the local rappers in South Africa should, like, he should be opening for them.
No, not
Okay.
not necessarily.
Okay,
that.
clarify that for me. Clarify that for me.
I'm just saying that there's no. Can I swear on this show?
It's a family show, but you feel free. I mean,
There's no way
yeah.
that Ace Hood is bigger than me in my own country.
Okay.
It's just not possible. So why would I open for? It's like that's what I'm talking about. When you leave your country, you gain perspective. So when I went to Nigeria and I saw that in their country, they will get paid the same amount, perform after those same guys. So why are we taking it like that in our country? You understand? P Squared, you're not gonna. There's no way. Go to Nigeria and try put P Squared on before Meek Mill.
Never. It would never happen.
It's impossible.
It would never happen.
Same story.
Because I personally see P Squared perform. It would never allow that. They are last. They come on last.
Yeah, I'm in part of in terms of my plan for where I want to be long term. I'm not too interested in the States. You know.
Why is that?
Because the States, they know what they want. They already have what they want. I'll always be AKA from South Africa, Davido from Nigeria. When in Nigeria, I can, or in the UK or in Dubai or wherever, I can still be that guy. Yeah, that's more like my type of thinking.
I think that your perspective on the industry is quite different to how other people think, because I've spoken to a lot of people. I've spoken to most of the people that you're talking about. I've spoken to Wizkid, Davido, P Square, Flavor, you name it. I've spoken to them. And you're the first person that has actually said that you don't have any sort of interest in breaking the US market.
Yeah, well,
That's strange for me.
it's not strange because it's a different way of thinking, and also to remember that whoever decides to do a song with French Montana or Meek Mill, whoever, I mean, Ice Prince is my guy. That's you know, he and whoever else wants to do those types of features, that's their plan.
Of course.
It's nothing to frown. It's not something we're frowning on. It's saying, well, that's their plan. And I'm also from South Africa. You don't get you see you don't get a lot of South African artists who are going to come to the UK or to travel the world and whatever. So when you meet me and you hear my perspective, it's obviously going to be different from the perspective of what's going on in Nigeria or Ghana or whatever the case may be. It's just a different way of thinking for me, because French Montana has a mansion, Don Jazzy has a mansion. French Montana got a Bentley, Divan's got a Bentley. I mean, it's the same thing.
Do you feel that, I'm going to ask you a very controversial question now, just that you've mentioned it. Do you feel that your way of thinking is different based on the society that you come from? Because obviously, you know, we can't mention South Africa without delving into, you know, the history of apartheid and maybe feeling as if that, you know, African values need to be upheld, as opposed to going and seeking or running after sort of Western, you know, acceptance, should I say. Do you feel that that is true for you?
I don't think it's true. I mean, you look at Trevor Noah, who just became like the host of The Daily Show. He's South African. You look at actors in Hollywood, they're Nigerian. You look at Charlize Theron, all these mainstream American figures. We have many Africans who are big in the States and have affected U.S. culture on a whole. But for me, I just got a different plan. I just got a different plan to get to where I want to be. And it's time for a new story. Even them in America, even them in the UK, they want the new story.
Of course.
What's the new story? It's our story. Yes.
So for you personally, you don't feel that your perspective on life or the industry is based on where you come from?
Well, as much as you can be a product of your own environment, everybody's a product of their own environment. Sure. So I suppose in one way or the other, my mind has just been shaped how it's been shaped and growing up in South Africa. Yeah.
Well, I've never personally been to South Africa as yet. I mean,
you gotta come.
I want to. Is that an invitation?
That is totally an invitation.
Okay, so if we're going to South Africa, what would you be showing our viewers? Like, what's the highlight of South Africa?
The highlight of South Africa is the people. See, the people we love to have a good time. We're friendly. We get along easy with people. We're inquisitive. We want to know stuff. We got nice girls. Okay. Nice girls.
Oh, all right. Well, you said that twice. You said nice girls, like you emphasized it. Like who when you said that, who came to mind? Like which nice girl came to mind?
I'm just talking about, on a ratio type level,
I'm asking you personally now. Don't try to swivel out of it.
There's no person I'm thinking of in particular.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, we have fresh produce. Walk in the streets of Johannesburg. You understand?
So you calling girls produce?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm being tongue in cheek, but we have beautiful people in our country. Beautiful people, beautiful girls. The weather's great. Living is easy. Yeah, man.
I love that. So we're in the month of June. 6 months left in the year of 2015.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What can we expect from AKA the rapper?
Okay, well, what I gotta do is I have to take over the world, take over Europe,
so
take over the continent.
Yes.
Yes, that's the first thing on the checklist. But I want to get working on my third album now. Levels has been very successful for me. It's won me a lot of awards. Obviously, I got to go to the BETs and see if I win. That'll be cool. So after here, I'm here for 2 weeks. I'm gonna link up with artists, collaborations, go to all the stations, and then I'm gonna go back home, do some touring back at home, go to LA. I'm having a baby soon. I'm gonna be a dad.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so when I get back, my child will be born. Kick it for a little bit, go back on the road. Keep making music and just keep making people proud of where I'm from.
Of course. And I know that you will continue to do that because you've already done such immense work and you've really been flying the flag high for South Africa. Yeah. If they were to make you the president of South Africa for a day, what new law would you bring into effect? The first law.
Medicinal use of marijuana. Yes, that is my first law.
All right, and the second
for medicinal purposes.
Of course. Second,
Aches
and
pains
of
and
course.
things.
Anything else? Any other rules?
No, just that rule.
Just that rule. And what would be the national anthem? The rewritten South African.
Man, I could never rewrite the national anthem. That's like asking to rewrite the Star Spangled Banner or
Smart guy.
the God Save the Queen or something. No, that's sacred. You don't touch. You don't touch
Don't
that.
touch that. Of course. And we're talking about don't touch that. We're not gonna touch that anymore. But what I would like you to do is look into that camera and give a special shout out to all the lovely produce, as you call them, of the world, if you can. All the ladies. Yeah, man.
Oh man, to the ladies. What I got to say to the ladies? Normally I don't say much to the ladies. Normally the ladies just speak to me. They say, "Hey, aren't you?" Yeah, what's up? This is AK. I'm all the way out here in London. Thank you very much to the factory for having me. Shout out to all the ladies who support my music. Come to the shows, call the station, tell the DJ to put it on replay. Thank you very much for your support, and it's good to be here.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.